Okay, I'm on the road again today. I was scrolling through videos this morning of other creators and other people that do what I do, lasers and that kind of good stuff. And I realized that I really haven't made a video that truly introduces myself. I think I did one a while back that was just kind of really short, to the point. So I figured I've got a 25-minute drive and I would see what I could come up with in 25 minutes to introduce myself. So I probably won't be looking at the camera very often, as I will be driving. But we'll start with this. My name is John Bruttle. I am the owner-operator of The Meshman LLC. We'll do some personal stuff first, I guess. I am 49 years old, very happily married. I have a wonderful 7.5-year-old son. I also have a 19-year-old stepson. My wife and my son currently live in Utah. I'm originally from Virginia. I still have family in Virginia. I also have family in California and Pennsylvania and Maryland. A little bit of my background is I was a car audio installer, fabricator, salesperson, shop manager, store manager back in the day. I did that for about 27, almost 30 years. I got involved with laser cutting and engraving because I was at Cartoons of Atlanta for almost 16 years. We had gotten into automated fabrication with a CNC router. I taught myself and then also helped teach some of the other guys how to design and run the machine. With CNC routering, you were limited to the inside corner cuts by the radius of the bit. And I wanted to create things like grills for a lot of the stuff that I was doing, and just, I could design them, but when I went to cut them out and they had the radius on the inside, I was not happy with how they looked. A good friend of mine and somebody I used to work with, Chris McNulty, who is currently still in the 12-volt industry, he mentioned to me, hey, I know you're thinking about a laser. I just got one. It's a Glowforge. You should look into it. I asked him, I said, tell me a little bit about designing and setting up, for a laser. Like, I knew how to do it for a CNC router. And he said, basically, dude, it's the same thing. You're going to design just like you would design. We use Vectric branded software, Cut2D, Cut2D Pro, VCarve, VCarve Pro, that kind of thing. You can just still design that, just export as an SVG. And then you take that SVG file, import it into the Glowforge GUI, and upload it. They process it, it comes back down, and then the only thing you have to pick is, are you cutting it? Are you engraving it? How thick is the material? And the Glowforge does everything else. I thought, okay, that sounds pretty simple. So I said, screw it. I investigated, and I bought a Glowforge. The issue I had was size, bed size. Power was fine for me. I don't typically do anything thicker than 1/4 inch acrylic or 1/4 inch, MDF or wood. But I really wanted to have a bigger bed. I wanted to be able to cut larger pieces. So I started researching and saw a whole bunch of lasers out there. I know I wanted CO2, and I know I wanted a bigger bed. So I just started looking. The machine I actually own right now, it's an Omtech red and black. It's a 60 watt, and it's a 20 by 28 inch bed. It's more than double what the Glowforge was, so I bought it. Setup was a little challenging, mirror alignment, that kind of stuff, but I got through it, and then like an idiot, I went ahead and added a beam combiner after doing my initial mirror alignment. I had to go back and realign all my mirrors again, but live and learn. So now when people ask me, hey, what should I get with my laser when I buy it? Well, if it doesn't already come with a beam combiner, which I understand a lot of the Omtechs do now, I tell people, order a beam combiner, install it, then set and align your mirrors. That way you don't have to do it once. But yeah, so I got into using that machine, and I've just been growing my business slowly and steadily. We decided in, it might have been July or June of last year, 2021, my wife and I did, when the housing market was really on its, upward path, which it kind of still is. It's slowly starting to come down. We decided to make the move and move out to Utah. She has 2 sisters out here that, obviously she wanted to be with and be around. And my 7-year-old son, would be great if he could grow up with some younger cousins and just around family. So we decided to say, screw it. We sold our house in Atlanta and moved out here. We were staying with my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and their 9-year-old son. It is working out great. We're saving some money until we can afford, a place of our own. Everybody knows housing market is crazy right now. I don't think either one of us have any real regrets as far as making the move. We were very happy in Atlanta. Made good money. I was working full-time in cartoons, doing the Mesh Man thing as a side gig. But we were just kind of ready for a change, ready to make this move. So we sold the house, packed up, moved. We got out here end of October of 2022. I set up my machine in their garage in a very, very grateful for the amount of space I have, but it is a very tight space, which is why in some of my videos you might look around and you say, wow, he's a mess. Well, I'm working in cramped spaces, which is fine. It's enough to get the jobs done that I have been fortunate enough to be given, and I think I turned out a pretty good product. I think that's a pretty good about me. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Well, I will say this. I love to share my information and any knowledge that I have. I do offer some Zoom online classes to teach the drawing that I do in Cut 2D Pro. You can do it in Cut 2D, you can do it in Vectric, all their GUI is the same. That's why I love their software. And then I export out of that and import into Lightburn, do all my settings in Lightburn. But I do offer design classes online through one-on-one Zoom. But I also freely give away information that I might have. So people ask me all the time questions about different lasers, or how did I do this, or how did I do that? And most of the time it's just, hey, yeah, here's the answer, or an explanation of how I got to where I got. But I would like to be able to go live, because I would like to be able to film or go live while I'm actually creating a project, and then, taking the project and taking it and converting it into, exporting it and importing it into Lightburn, and, just kind of showing my process and being able to answer questions live. Issue is, you need apparently, I guess, 1,000 followers to do that. And I am at like 225. So if you're seeing this and you are either curious about what I do, or you like what I do, or you want to, see me go live and be able to ask me questions live, please click the follow button. Leave me a comment if you want. That's totally fine. I try to respond to all comments. What I don't want is I don't want a whole bunch of just bots. I don't want people following just to follow. I want people that are actually either into what I do, or thinking about getting into lasers. People that are legit following me for the information. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I have almost reached my destination, and which means I have been talking for damn near 12 minutes. But that is another thing about me. I can ramble and talk, especially when it's things that I am passionate about. So if you ever happen to get me on the phone or in a text message and we just start chit-chatting back and forth, you may find out that you will have to stop me and say, dude, all right, I gotta go to bed. Or, dude, I got other stuff to do. Which I totally get. My wife always says that I am a born talker, and that's fine. Doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, hit me up if you have questions. Definitely hit me up if you've got work you would like me to do. If you need something designed, if you've already got a laser and you're just trying to figure out how to do something and you want me to design something for you and sell you a file, I can do that too. I really enjoy all aspects of this, as far as the design, the cutting, the assembly, all that stuff. The assembly portion of it to me is very relaxing. I mean, yes, it can be tedious, but it's also, I put music on, usually in the background, and just start applying weld on and aligning stuff and getting it all glued up and put together. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. I'm not going to break this into parts because, well, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I say a lot. I try to edit them out, but sometimes they come too close to another word. I do fumble over some of my words, but it is what it is. Only thing I can hope is that the video is not too shaky, because I bought a phone mount for my truck, and this is only the second time using it, and especially only the second time really using it for this long period of time. And I hope the audio is okay, because I'm just using a AirPod. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and hit me up.